Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Monday evening. It is the last day of my time off. I am back at work tomorrow, and I thought I would just have a little conversation with you today about prepping. I know. And why I wanted to do that is because we all prep for different reasons. Um, If you've watched my earlier videos, you'll know that I got a bit worried with lorry driver shortages, when Ukraine started, um, when there were shortages there, and I decided that prepping was probably a good thing. I needed a stash. I wanted to buy things at the time, at the prices they were at the time, which I'm very thankful now, I have to say. So yeah, that was why I started prepping. And as I say, there's so many different reasons for it. Whether it's to try and catch things before the prices go up anymore, whether it's to have a stash in case something happens, for a just in case, or for me today, which I never actually thought about, was if you're away from the house and you come back in and you don't need to look for something, you don't need to stop at the shops on the way back home. You don't need to get in, drop stuff in and say, oh my goodness, I need to go to the shops. We came back up from the caravan, we came in here and I went straight to the freezer. I got out bread, oh no, I didn't. We had ham and cheese from the caravan that we brought up, but we had the bread in the freezer, I had the UHT milk here, and then, so we sat and we had like tea and sandwiches. Then Patrick went back through to his, and I did nothing for most of the day because it's my last day of my holidays. So I didn't do an awful lot, but when I wanted something to eat, again into the freezer, and I had one of the chicken and sauces that I made. There was one where I did the 3 slow cookers with different jars of sauce, and I had that with rice all out of the freezer. And then for tomorrow, I'm going to work. So I need to have snacks, I need to have lunch, I need to have breakfast, and I have that all here because I've got preps, because I've got stuff stashed. So as I say, I took the bread out the freezer, so that's my sandwiches sorted. I took chicken. I had, you know how we say if you get a chicken, you cook it and you put all the bits. So that's my chicken that I've taken some of it out of the freezer and put it in that little bag. That'll be defrosted tomorrow. So that will be chicken, probably chicken and sweet corn meal, sandwiches to go to work. I've got biscuits there. I've got juice. I've got spring onions, as you know, I chopped them. So I can put some spring onions through with the chicken meal. And it saved me so much stress. Just because when Patrick and I were driving up, we didn't have to stop at the shop. We didn't have to think, oh, what have we got in the house? Do we need it? We've got stuff in the house. Whether, you know, it was something that we thought of before, do we have that? That never actually entered our heads because there's so much stuff I've prepped. There's so much stuff I've frozen that we knew as soon as we walked in, we could have sandwiches, we could have a meal if we wanted, we could have Lorne sausage if we wanted breakfast, etc. I've got bacon in the freezer. So all that was there. And it was quite comforting to drive up this 2.5 hour drive. It seemed to go on forever. But we knew as soon as we got in here, we'd put the kettle on and we'd have something to eat without having to worry about anything. And certainly not having to think about going to the shops this afternoon to either get something for my dinner or to get something for lunch for tomorrow. That was huge. That just meant that I could completely enjoy my last few hours of my holiday. So tomorrow I will be getting picked up by Mandy. She'll take me to work and I will have everything there. I will have breakfast here. I've got snacks. I've got sandwich fillers for lunch, etc. So yeah, it's amazing how, depending on why you prepped, how you actually end up using your preps. Because I know I started prepping, as I say, because of the lorry driver strike, because I wanted to buy things at the prices they were now rather than the prices they were now. As in, like, when I started this last year, I'm buying lots just now while it's cheaper. And I'm quite glad I did, especially the canned stuff. So whether you're prepping because prices are going up, or because you think that there might be problems with transport, or problems just now with food shortages. I mean, look how quick that came about. Although I have to say the prepping community has been talking about that for nearly a year. And only now has the government noticed. What can I say? So, for whatever reason that you prep, it's really nice to just have such a simple, oh, yeah, I've got that. I can walk in the door and I can do breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's all there. I don't need to think about going out again. I don't need to think about going to the shops. So yeah, I am a happy little prepper. So I will go now and make myself a cup of tea. I hope you're having a lovely Monday evening, and I will catch you all later.